What's up, Vinyl Community? It's Todd Guy of Thrash and Zombie here. This is the listening booth, my monthly or freaking 2 months thing I do. I used to have a freaking shitload of records I listened to in a month, and now it's more like every 2 months because I don't know what it is. I just haven't really been listening to a lot of records for some reason. It's probably because I listen to music all day at work. I have one earbud in, and I just randomly I don't randomly, I just put all the music I have on my streaming service that I uploaded to it. I just put it on shuffle, just shuffles everything. Sometimes I listen to full albums. Most of the time it's just shuffled. So I have music going all day at work generally, on the way to work in my car, on the way home, and when I get home, I have 2 days out of the week where I can actually listen to albums and have it up loud. And so Thursdays and Saturdays are the only times I can really sit down and listen to an album. So some of these albums I have here were background noise because I don't play a lot of the heavier stuff that I listen to when my wife is here, or if my kid is here with her boyfriend hanging out. I wish they'd move out already, but it's tough, whatever. So some of these are just background noise, and other ones I've actually just listened to on Thursday afternoon. When I get home, I have, sometimes like an hour and a half to myself. I can listen to something, and then Saturdays, I try to listen to stuff, but I'm also doing other things like making videos. I put music on if I'm doing dishes or if I'm kind of cleaning around the house or whatever. So, but let's just get to the albums that I've listened to. I think it's like almost 2 months, and there's maybe 30 albums here. I didn't count them, maybe 20. It was more than that. I don't know. But like this was background noise. My wife likes older music as well as some newer stuff. This is the Rolling Stones, Hot Rocks, greatest hits album. All their biggest hits on here, can't remember any of the names of their songs. Brown Sugar, Honky Tonk Women's Satisfaction, Paint It Black, Jump Jack Flash, You Can't Always Get What You Want, Mother's Little Helper, 19th Nervous Breakdown, Ruby Tuesday, Get Off My Cloud, Time Is On My Side, Under My Thumb, Sympathy for the Devil. So yeah, Hot Rocks by Rolling Stones. And this I played, I made a video last weekend, Frustration, Negative Reflections, kind of a punkish hardcore kind of stuff. Couldn't tell you any of these songs. Very almost noisy rock. This one's probably one of my favorite albums this year so far, Gatecreeper, Dark Superstition. This album is amazing. I'll have to listen to it again, but just everything on here is just so good. I mean, I love Gatecreeper anyway when their first album dropped. This is a bit different. It's got a little bit more melody to it. Check it out if you like Gatecreeper and you kind of like melodic kind of death metal. I mean, it's not melodic, like super melodic, but you can hear the melodies in there. It's good stuff. And I've always been a fan of 80s new wave pop, whatever it's called. Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair. Whoa. Pardon me. Everybody Wants to Rule the World is on here. And Head Over Heels and Shout. These are the big hits from this album, but the whole album's pretty good. Vixen, self-titled album, OG copy with the hype sticker, still in the shrink. Not that this is worth a lot of money. It's just nice to have an OG. I don't know if they've ever re-released this. They may have. I'm not sure, but really nice condition. I paid next to nothing for this. It's under $10, I think. So, yeah. 7 Mary 3 American Standard. This is the Record Store Day version, just the black, not the yellow or orange. I think it was yellow. 800 copies, and it's still not worth a whole lot. So it's nice to have though, because I like that album a lot. I have that on cassette. Excuse me, and I think CD. Jackal, self-titled. Nice sleaze metal here with the Lumberjack song. The last song, She Loves My Cock. I was listening to this when my wife was here, I think Thursday. Maybe it was Friday. That's Thursday. Yeah. And she came to that last song, and she was in the kitchen. I was out here sitting, and it wasn't real loud. She kind of hear it, and she said something like, something about, are they saying, I see your cock, or something like that? I'm like, no. He's saying she loves my cock. She's like, oh. She goes, that's even worse. I'm like, yeah. It's still funny though. So I said sleaze metal. Saigon Kick, The Lizard. Not Record Store Day. This is the reissue because Record Store Day was RSD first, and I knew it was going to be released at some point later on. They should have put this on a double album because sound quality is not the greatest on this. But because there's a lot, like, they jammed a lot of freaking music onto this album. 2 records would have definitely benefited the sound because this is an amazing album. And I remember hearing it on, I think it was cassette. And I think I have a cassette of this anyway. It sounds so much better on cassette than it does on this. But, you know, what are you going to do, right? The Lizard. Lizzie Borden, Visual Lies. The only Lizzie Borden I have on vinyl. There's other ones I want to get. They've been reissued. Reissued. Some of them, like, I can't remember the names. Drawing a blank. But this one is the one I remember most fondly because this is the one that I was introduced to by a friend in high school. And then I went and searched some of the other ones. This is still my favorite of Lizzie Borden's stuff. Visual Lies is great. Me Against the World. Billy Joel's Greatest Hits, Volumes 1 and 2. All his hits on here. Anthony's Song. What else was on here? Moving Out. Well, that's Anthony's Song. Only the Good Die Young. Can't read that. Obviously, Piano Man, The Stranger, You May Be Right, Big Shot, Still Rock and Roll to Me, Pressure Allentown, Uptown Girl, The Longest Time, and You're Only Human, Second Wind, The Night Is Still Young are bonus tracks that were never released. I was kind of surprised that this sold for as much as it did. I mean, it's not a lot, but this is earlier copy, maybe even an OG copy, I'm not sure. But median price was like $40, and nowadays that's not that's normal for a 2-record set. Even that might even be low for a 2-record set. But back in the day, $40 for a 2-record set was really high. But in the highs, we're pushing close to $100, I think, on Discogs. I was like, for Greatest Hits, really? But, yeah, whatever. Record prices are freaking crazy anyway. Even new stuff. You can get... I can go on a whole tangent, but there are some on Amazon reissues of albums, like Suffocation's albums. They've reissued a bunch of those. And the majority of them are like $25 or less, generally around $24. So, and they're splatter vinyl, and I think they come with lyrics, some of them, And then all these new albums are coming out. They're 30, $35 for just one record. And then, but they can do reissues that are $24. It's like, what the fuck? I just don't get it. But anyway, Zoth, Exogalactic. This album actually came out months ago, but the vinyl version did not come out until... When did this come out? Maybe a month ago. Month and a half, possibly. I forgot that I even had pre-ordered the vinyl, because they had pre-order sales. And then it showed up one day, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I haven't ordered anything. And I opened it, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that. Just a black. They have a bunch of variants. But this good album. Zoth is a fucking great band. The Fugees, The Score. I do like me some hip-hop, rap kind of stuff. Very little. This is one of those ones that I don't mind. This has got Killing Me Softly. Speaking of Suffocation, this is their self-titled album from like 2009. Let's see. I don't fuck. Guess I'm gonna have to pull this all the way out. 2006. Yeah, 2006. Reissued last year, 2023. Like I said, this $24. This is the first Suffocation album I ever heard. Actually, I think I bought the CD of this, thinking I'll try it, and I enjoyed it. And I bought their newer stuff. Like I got Into the Dark of Light or Into the Light of Dark, something. I don't remember what it was. And then their latest one that came out. So Witch Vomit. I know I showed this a while ago, and I just got around to listening to it. I was waiting to get more records to clean before I clean just like 2 or 3, because it's a waste of fluid to do 2 or 3. So I was waiting. So I hadn't listened to a bunch that are in here too that I didn't listen to. And then this one, Ministry, I forgot I even had. The Land of Rape and Honey. I still want to get a copy of the Mind is a Terrible Thing to Taste. Those two, this one and that album, are the 2 albums I like the most. From the 80s, I listened to them a lot. And I couldn't get into anything after that, like Solemn 69 and Filth Pig, all that stuff. I'm not a huge industrial metal fan. Like, I'm not big on Rammstein either. These 2 albums, though, I really like them for some reason. This is obviously a reissue from Music on Vinyl. Just black. Land of Rape and Honey. You Know What You Are. Stigmata, The Missing, Deity, Destruction. It was different at the time, and then after that, everything kind of just sounds the same. Sort of like a Red Hot Chili Peppers album. So many people love that stuff, and I'm not faulting them for that. Whatever. If you like it, you like it. That's good. Do it. Listen to what you like. I'm not bagging on anybody that likes later Ministry. Loudness. Thunder in the East. This is, I don't know, freaking number 4 out of 25 or 21 albums or whatever it is. This has got the Crazy Nights on it. Yeah, Crazy Nights. One of the hardest working bands ever. So was there's another band that put out a bunch of albums. Overkill, another band that has a lot of albums. Buckethead, that goddamn guy put out a lot of fucking albums in a short amount of time. And Lizard Wizard, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, they've put out in the last, 5-10 years, they put out probably freaking 15 albums or something like that. They put out a bunch. I go into the freaking Newberries, they have their own section, and there's like 10 albums there. They're all different. And they were all within like the last 5 years. which is crazy to me. They're just putting them out. And I think it's because each album is a different genre. They don't always do the same genre in each album. It's just weird. They've done a couple of metal albums. They've done like a pop album. They've done like some other stuff I didn't really enjoy. But King's X, Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. Yeah, that's good too. Oh, this reissue of Testament, The New Order. So happy I actually got this on this cool splatter vinyl. The original sound. And then like a month later they released a remastered version. And I was like, really? Same with the Legacy. They released Legacy and New Order at the same time. And then a month or so later, they released remastered versions of them. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they release Practice What You Preach and Souls of Black next, because that's the two after this. And I'm debating whether to get them as they are, or wait and see if they do remaster versions, because if I don't buy the other one and they don't do remastered versions, I'm going to miss out. I do have a reissue of Souls of Black, and I have an original copy of Practice What You Preach, and both of them, especially Souls of Black, it's not the greatest sounding on vinyl in my opinion. It's very tinny, and it just kind of sounds weak to my ears. So if they remaster it and kind of boost it up a bit, it might help. And then Practice What You Preach has always been like one of my favorite Testament albums. This one and Practice What You Preach are my two favorites from the 80s era. But Practice What You Preach has some sound issues as well. Like there's a clicking in certain songs from the bass drum or something, like a trigger point or something, and I can hear it. I never heard it in the past, and now I hear it, and that's all I hear. And it bugs the fuck out of me. But the music's great. I love the songs. Every song on that is great. Same as on here. I just wish they would get rid of that clicking that I can hear. Corrosion of Conformities, Deliverance, this one, and Blind. And Wise Blood kind of falls third. Blind, then this one. The same way they're released. It was Blind, then this one, then Wise Blood. That's how I like them. Blind, for the simple fact, it's almost pretty much thrash metal. This is more country metal. Not country metal, that's not the right word. Just not as fast and thrashy. It's still metal. It's what they call sludge metal, I guess. But yeah, I've always loved those two albums. I love Corrosion of Conformity anyway. Briar, Crown of Thorns, kind of heavy metal, sort of, not glammy. I only bought this for the cover. Didn't expect much from it, and it's pretty good. Suicidal Tendencies, The Art of Rebellion. Wasn't a big fan of this originally when it was released. Listening to it now, still a very emotional album, kind of like How Will I Laugh Tomorrow. All about depression, basically, not being good enough, and like Monopoly on Sorrow, Nobody Hears. Falling Asleep at the Wheel. I wasn't meant to feel this. Asleep at the Wheel. Where's the Truth? Gotta Kill Captain Stupid. They still got some humor in their music. This is also music on vinyl release. 80s and 90s Suicidal Tendencies. Very emotional stuff, in my opinion. Black Sabbath. Self-titled first album. Early copy. I'm not sure if it's an OG or not. Orange. They're orange. Green, Warner Brothers label. Not the best copy. You can only hear stuff between songs, which is good. Other than that, yeah, it's good. Anthrax Stomp 442. The blue vinyl. I'm so glad they reissued this. And Sound of White Noise. Two great John Bush era Anthrax albums, along with Come For You All and Volume 8 can get thrown right in the fucking trash. I think it's absolute trash. 2 songs on there I enjoy. The rest of it, I just, whatever. Can't stand it. I know a lot of people do like it, and I think it's absolute garbage. But this one's good. They're not real thrashy, more groove oriented. It's got some thrash in it. Just like the other two, Come For You All and Sound of White Noise. Then we got Symbolic from Death on white vinyl, which I think is the only reissue they've had, is on white vinyl. The only official copy, I believe, through, it says Metal Blade. I could be wrong. This one's difficult to find. All the other ones have been reissued, what, like 4 times or so in the last 5-6 years. Maybe not so many, maybe 3 times. Different versions, you know, black. They had freaking the Spin Wheel Splatter, and they had some other version I saw through some other site. So Death albums are very easy to get at the moment. I think they're on Amazon. Newberry has almost every single one of them for sale as well. So if you're looking for Death albums, except this one, you can find them pretty easily. Not original copies, but if you don't care about that kind of thing, feel free to get reissues, man, because there's so many of them. So, oh, look, a spider. Now he's a dead spider. Dead spider on my finger. Crawling around on my records. Son of a bitch. We also had Yellow Jackets in here. That was fun. Aborted. This is Mania Cult. I don't remember how I got this. If I ordered this or what. It just showed up one day and I said, did I buy that? And I just kept it. It's good. Death metal, you know. Extreme death metal. I guess death metal's extreme anyway. Weezer, a Blue Album. You know, Buddy Holly's on here. You know, that shit. Everybody's favorite, Eminem. This is the Marshall Mathers LP. I listened to this. Eminem just released an album a couple weeks ago, a new one. Before that, he released a song called Houdini, and had a video for it, and it was this big thing. And then suddenly, it seemed like everywhere I went, not everywhere I went, on the internet, like if I was watching Reels on Facebook, or Shorts on YouTube, or Reels on Instagram, even TikTok, I'm just seeing so many posts about how Gen Z was pissed at Eminem because that new song was just horrible, and you know they're gonna try to cancel him, and it was just a terrible song. There's so many bad things in it, and I'm just sitting there and I listened to the song again, and I thought they need to go back and listen to the freaking Marshall Mathers LP. Listen to the song "Kill You." Listen to the song "Kim." And go listen to the first album, the Slim Shady LP. Houdini is nothing compared to these two albums. If people watching don't know Eminem, in the first 2 albums, he did not give a fuck what he said or what anybody said about his songs. He would just freaking say whatever the hell he wanted. He did not care. Yeah, he got a lot of flack back in the day. And Houdini was very tame compared to those first 2 albums. And that's what a lot of people were doing. Like, the Gen X people are like doing what they call stitches. They're listening to some Gen Zer say something about cancel Eminem, and they're like, well, have you heard this song? And they play like a clip from Kill 'Em All, not Kill 'Em All, Kill You. and they said, you know, go listen to the whole Marshall Mathers LP, or even the first album, Slim Shady LP, and tell me that Houdini's bad, because it's not. Anyway, Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory. I know it's kind of new metal or rap metal. Another band where there's a lot of emotion in the music, and after he unalived himself, a lot of the songs hit a little bit different, you know, because I didn't really get the whole thing, and then I found out why he did what he did, and then I get the songs even more. Scandal featuring Patti Smith or Smythe. Warriors on here. Yeah, I'm a fan of that as well. Zeppelin 3. When the hell did I listen to this? I don't remember. Good stuff. Led Zeppelin's great. And then the last one is Aerosmith Rocks. Good as well. I love classic rock. So I grew up on classic rock. My mom listened to classic rock. My uncle listened to classic rock. At the time, it wasn't classic rock. It was just what was on the radio. So I grew up on that shit, and I still like it. So, and that is it. That's all the stuff. I don't know how many albums that was, but I'm gonna go. I gotta get some water. Till next time, rock on.